Dr. Dean Hill in the Mechanical Engineering Department, and have been in the Mechanical Engineering Department since 1972. I'm only a part-time faculty member here because I have a research project and do other things besides teach mechanical engineering. The courses I teach in mechanical engineering here are the introductory course, the one that you're taking. I teach another introductory course, 166, which is actually an introduction to problems course. I also teach thermodynamics and advanced thermodynamics, and the topics course in the internal combustion engines, and the topics course in basic nuclear engineering. It turns out that I do not have a degree in engineering. All of my degrees are in chemistry. I have a Bachelor of Science from the University of Utah. I have a master's degree from New Mexico A&M, which is now New Mexico State, and a PhD in chemistry from Michigan State University.
Okay.
But because my research was in combustion chemistry, and it turns out over the years there's been a lot more interest in combustion and engine combustion and emissions and so forth, to control emissions of an engine. It turns out that I have changed my interest from, well, I've remained combustion chemistry, but I've changed it from the chemistry department part, to the mechanical engineering part. And so like I said, in 1972, I became a full-time member of the mechanical engineering, and I've only taught a course in chemistry about every 5 or 6 years when they need somebody. Okay, what else do you need?
That's cool. Oh. How much and what type of workplace writing do you do?
Writing? Well, I don't do as much writing as I used to, but in fact, other than writing, well, let's see how to answer that question. I guess I have to tell you that most of my writing is done for automotive publications like Hot Rod Magazine and Carcraft. When the editor of these magazines calls me and says, you know, we're interested in publishing this subject or that subject or the next subject, can you write something? Why, I write something for it, and they publish it.
Oh.
And so it's kind of neat. It really impresses my grandkids that I write for Hot Rod Magazine.
I'll look for your articles. I have a subscription to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are the current hot topics for research in mechanical engineering?
Oh my! In our field, of course, it's the power, specific power output and emissions of an engine. That's of course, it has been the hot topic because everybody's worried about. Well, not everybody. Some people that don't understand things are worried about global warming, and of course, an engine puts out carbon dioxide, which is one of the factors that could lead to global warming. Now, I don't think there's much chance of that, but nevertheless, we'd like to figure out how to make sure that an engine runs as clean, as efficient as possible. And that really is the hot subject right now, is how much power can you get out of a specific size engine. 10 years ago, you couldn't buy a car with 200 horsepower. Now you can buy cars with 300 and 400 horsepower in that same price range.
Okay, and how would you promote or advertise your career or mechanical engineering in general?
Oh, be a nice guy to all the students. That's a kind of a strange question. I guess I do give scientific talks at various places. Advanced Engineering Conference in Orlando, Florida was the last time I spoke, but that immediately lets people know that there's things going on at New Mexico State University because I'm described as a professor from New Mexico State, and the 300 or 400 people that attend that conference know about New Mexico State and mechanical engineering. So I guess that's how you do it, is go out and let people know that you're there and that you're doing interesting things.
And what inspired you to become a mechanical engineer or to get into this field?
Because I was always a hot rodder. I mean, I always loved cars ever since I was raised during World War II when there weren't very many cars. And the minute World War II ended and I was a teenager, I got a driver's license, and cars were all we ever thought about. Well, actually, we thought about girls first and cars second. But somehow in our mind it was associated that if we had a neat car, we could get a neat girl.
And what kind of tips would you have for someone just starting their degree in mechanical engineering, such as myself?
Well, find some part of mechanical engineering that you're interested in, and find somebody that's interested in that and work with them. I think, that would be advice to give, isn't it, Eric? Yeah. Yeah. If you're interested in engines, find somebody that's interested in engines. If you're interested in lasers or light beams or fluid flow, wings, design, aerospace, there'll be a faculty member that'll be interested in that. Go find him and tell him you want to do something with him. Don't just figure on attending class is all you need to do. It is. It's all you really need to do, but if you're really interested and want to really find out what's going on, you need to find somebody to pursue it with.
And what's your typical work day like?
Oh, work day? Well, let's see. Since I'm not a full-time faculty member, I don't have to be on campus all the time, 40 hours a week. So I'm only here 50 hours a week.
Wow.
Well, not quite. But a typical work day is I have a business that I'm in with my son, so I have a certain obligation for that. So I always visit that in the morning and do whatever needs to be done there. Then I come over to school, and if I have a class that day, I do the class. If not, then I do some, we're putting together a research lab, and so I work a few hours. I'd like to work on that every day, but I don't quite do it every day. But it's always in my thoughts to do it every day. How's that? I'm always planning things if I'm not there. So a typical work day is not 8 or a 10-hour day in one place. I kind of go from here to there and always have lunch with a racing buddy or something like that. That's a typical thing to do.
And what are some of your hobbies that pertain to mechanical engineering?
Hobbies?
Yes.
I'm an avid car nut. And as a matter of fact, I'm at the end of putting together a 5-year project of putting together a 1965 Plymouth Sport Fury hardtop with a 426 Hemi engine in it, and it's getting very close to finishing. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I put together old cars.
That's really awesome.
Oh, it's fun to do. It's I put together over a period of my lifetime, I must have built at least 50 cars altogether.